So before I make any more videos, I feel like I have to get some things off my chest, I guess. And I try not to ever go on rants, not even in my personal life. Like, I try to be very thoughtful about the things that I say because they're real, they're true to me from my perspective. And when I'm communicating even with myself, I'm being kind of raw and honest. And so I learned that you have to temper and organize your thoughts. But sometimes it leaves me with a little bit of, I guess it's part of the things that I work on, like analysis paralysis, overthinking, wanting things to always be structured and proper. And that's not always organic, just to say it that way. So, yeah, I quit my county job after 15 years of service, and I need to get this off of my chest. I guess it's part of my, it's a part of my own professional and career wellness. I began an entrepreneurial journey back in 2022, but I was thinking about it since 2020, and just started executing and getting the ball rolling in 2022, and now it's 2024. I feel great. I'm learning my lessons and taking my bumps. And I think the final thing that I needed to do to meet my self-care, my 8 pillars of wellness, is to get my professional and career wellness intact. And quitting my county job after 15 years of service is making me feel like $1 million. I'm just gonna say it like that. I took a pay cut. Here, to be modest, but I feel great. It's like this freedom that I didn't expect. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not going back. At some point, started looking for another job, and this is not the first time I felt like this. I will say I felt like this 2 years prior, 2.5 years, I would say. But I changed departments, trying to stick it out, knowing that I was just going to make my 9 to 5 my first business partner. Shout out to, was it the Employed Millionaire and the 9 to 5 Millionaire? Shout out to Earn Your Leisure, which was part of it. But I'm digressing. I guess I just want to get it off my chest. This is Compton, y'all. Everything that's on wheels is celebrated in this city, and on 4 legs. So quit my county job and took a pay cut working for this other organization, private home healthcare agency. But everything that I wanted, I got. I have the flexibility and just a peace of mind. You know, I was just talking to a friend of mine who was also a former county employee, and she said, yeah, it brought me so much peace. I said, I went through problems, or a little struggle with the pay cut, just like I'm going to feel that as well. But the uplifting feeling of not having to go to that low vibrational building with all of the low vibrations, all of the, things they say they don't practice, right? The county and their isms, right? Oh, we don't practice racism, favoritism, nepotism, but it happens every day in your face while they say they don't practice it. And they make you sign, I know there's glare in my glasses, but I need to see. They make you sign a document every year that says that you're going to follow the county policy and don't practice the isms. And they do it all and say that, no, we're not doing that. And it's just, not only is the building old, the electronic medical record systems are old and archaic, even when they were created in 2016. It's just been, and I don't know if my email is popping up on this video, but it's been 15 years, and I think to retire with full benefits, with every benefit that don't really be benefiting, that you can acquire would be another 15 years, like 30 years. Some people retire 25 years. I'm retiring in 15 years. I'm done. And it's unfortunate that there are wonderful people that work at county. Like, I got good friends that work at county. So it's nothing against the employees. It's just a culture that is extremely toxic. And I mean, they have policies that are stated from 2008. Like, I think every policy should have been revamped, at least post-COVID. Like, there was a whole world shift during that time. And if we're still using policies from before then, something's wrong, you know. And anyway, I don't even want to talk about it because it brings me to a low vibration. And since full moon is tomorrow, I am going to breathe and say what I gotta say. So here's how I know manifestation works and visualization works, and faking it till you make it, kind of, you know, being it, acting it, works, is because, and I'm still working on that. I was a complete shy person. I think I still test as an introvert. But by the time I was 9 years old, I realized that being shy sucked, because the lady asked me if I wanted some soda and I told her no, just being shy. And then by the time the party get full, everybody drinking Orange Sunkiss. And I'm like, damn, I wanted some Orange Sunkiss. Why did I tell that lady I didn't want none? And I started changing that. I think I was about 9. And I was like, when I go to somebody's house for a party or a gathering, I'm going to get me some soda. I'm going to get me something to drink. And I became good at being social in intimate settings, you know, the dinner table. I can chat you up. But then there's like public speaking, right? And so then, you know, you go to high school, you go to college, and you learn how to speak in front of the class or make a speech, you know, Black Student Union or ASB or whatever. And you learn to speak in front of people with still a little bit of nervousness, but you have kind of like something planned out what you're going to say. But becoming an entrepreneur is a whole different thing. And speaking to what you're truly passionate about, in a way that is supposed to also be marketing and also be targeted to your niche, and all of that kind of switched my energy about public speaking or communicating or being an educator and putting it on video or putting it in front of a workshop. And so I'm not quite sure what that hesitation is, but I think it's about being completely organized and having all my thoughts laid out. But with my life, sometimes that's not always practical. So I got to get on here and just chat y'all up, really, on a vibe. So I guess today, you know, I'm cutting all of my analysis. I mean, I've been already working on it, but truly releasing the analysis paralysis, you know, you know, whatever. Hesitating to just express myself, because these YouTube videos and this content and all of this stuff, they have so many theories about how it's supposed to go. How was it supposed to go? And so at this point, I'm like, just do it. Just do it. I've been studying numbers. I've been studying astrology. I've been looking at tarot. Like, that's things that now, numerology, my dad always talked to me about. Astrology, my auntie always talked to me about. My mom is a hardcore Christian, and I don't like to debate with my mom and make her feel no type of way. So although I'm sure she's open and, you know, she's an intelligent mom, I don't want to upset her or argue with her, because I was kind of like a piece of work when I was a teenager. I was sassy and I needed my butt whipped a lot, but she was smaller than me. And so it was like, you can't really spank me that much, really. And so I you know, so now with my mom, I just make sure I'm just being as loving as I can be, and only, you know, make sure that we having conversations that she want to have that will not upset her. Anyway, I digress. So back to the whole thing. At 9, I conquered shyness and introvertedness by just pushing forward and saying, hey, how you doing? Can I get something to drink, please? Do y'all have Orange Sunkiss? Not really, but like just getting it out the way as soon as I get into the person's house, so that I could kill any anxiety that I have about speaking or wanting something or asking for something. So, and then also, I talked to my kids about visualization. Didn't know that it's like, okay, this is visualization. This is just things that you talk to your family about or your kids when you're trying to encourage them. And in elementary school, I wanted to play double dutch. I wanted to jump double dutch. But you know, it's one of them things where you got to call who's first. You got to know how to turn. You got to know how to jump, and you got to have confidence. Like, yeah, who want to play? It's like, I want to play. I'm first, zero zing zing, God no higher. Like, or we do bubble gum in a dish, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But there's a whole lot of confidence that comes with being a kid on the playground and wanting to jump double dutch. And you got to know how to, because first of all, you got to turn for your jump. You can't just jump and you knew. You got to be like, okay, well, they want to see that you turn, you're not double-handed, you know. And it was like a whole lot of, you know, peer pressure about how you behave with the double dutch. And but I wanted to jump damn double dutch. I knew I could. I was already good at just regular jump rope. And so I remember being in my living room. We lived on this one. We live on 245 Lenox Road, and my mom had one of them living rooms that like you don't touch, right, with the white fuzzy couches with the plastic. And so nobody was ever in there. I think she had a lamp, you know, and a little bar, but you know, you only go in there to play records and chill out. You don't really be in there playing. Anyway, just thinking about my mom's house back in the day, the apartment we lived in. But yeah, I sat up one night and I was imagining the playground. That's when we went to Walter Weaver, PS 398. Beautiful school. Anyway, we'll talk about that one day. I got to call my brother. We'll talk about that. And I was on the playground and I, you know, took the initiative to jump double dutch with the girls. You know, they wasn't my friends, but they was the double dutch girls. And so I put my foot in, they picked who was first, who was second. And I remember one of them asked me in my imagination, you know how to turn? And I was like, yeah, I know how to turn. They was like, well, you got to turn for your jump, right? I'm imagining all this in my head. So I take the rope and I took the side with that you bend, right? It's always like an AT&T. We used to use the AT&T, telephone wire. I don't know what telephone wire is right now, but it's like a little thin plastic cord with a wire in it. And when you double it and you have it long enough, it makes a nice double dutch rope. It has enough weight and it turns and it's thin and it's light. Anyway, double dutch, that's a whole vibe. And I turned and I was in my head and I was like, tick, tick, tick. I could hear it. I could see it. And I turned and the girls jumped and then it was my turn. And so it was like, you know, you just exchange. Each person gets a turn, gets three jumps. You get 3 jumps. And whatever you do with your 3 jumps, you could just jump, you could do tricks, whatever, but you get 3 chances to mess up and get back in the rope. So it was my turn. And, you know, I was there. The rope was swishing past my face, like shoo, shoo, shoo. And I like jumped in, bam, and I was doing it. Taka, 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 taka. Anyway, I visualized jumping double dutch and getting in with the cool girls or whatever it was. And when I went to school the next time and that opportunity presented itself, I did exactly that. And I taught myself through visualization how to jump double dutch. And now that I'm, you know, learning more about the power of visualization and manifestation, affirmations, I think about that a lot. And that encourages me, like, you know, I did it when I was a kid. I could do it now. Just spend a night with yourself, imagining yourself doing this thing. And it was easier when you were a kid because I swear I was on the playground. It's harder to do now, but you have to quiet your mind. And so, again, that's what I do as much as I can for myself because I know that I can. So I'm just going to ask, I'm going to be a self-care specialist right now and just say, anyone out here who has ever had that experience as a child where you wanted something so bad, you visualized it, and the next day you went to school, or the next week you went to school, or the next month you went to school, and you got it, you did it, you accomplished that goal. I want you to take yourself to that place, in that space, and use that childish, imaginary energy to do your visualizations and your affirmations and your meditations. Like, that's what you need, right? Okay. So back to my rant. I guess this is a rant, but I can't help but talk about self-care because this is I quit my job and I feel like $1 million rant. This is I took a $100,000 pay cut per year and I feel like $1 million rant. Like, and I was visualizing myself working at another job. I was off from work, not feeling good, anxious, about returning to work, trying to seek care. My boss is retaliating against me in some kind of a bureaucratic way that doesn't look like retaliation. So you can't really actually point the finger and say you retaliated against me. And I'm like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Where am I going? I said, okay, I said I'm not going back for the first month. Now where am I going? And I just saw myself how I used to, working from home, calling my patients, doing my charting and putting a load of clothes to wash. I was like, I'm going back to that. And here I am, October 16th, I manifested my work from home job. It's part-time work from home, but that's better than no work from home. And being in a low vibrational building with a bunch of, I'm not going to go there. This is also full moon, and I need to release any energy about that experience. I need to release it. And that's why I'm saying this. That's why I'm going here. That's why I'm doing this right now, because yeah, I got to let it go. So quit my day job. I feel like $1 million, manifesting my new reality, and feeling super duper confident about everything that I have in store. So I'm so glad this didn't turn out to be an angry rant. I'm so glad I was able to pull back, really truly venting about county, because it would have took me someplace that I don't want to be. So I'm glad for myself that I controlled the rant, because it's not worth the energy. It's not worth getting into the negative energy for me. So anyway, that's it. Practice self-care is free. So self-care no matter where.